Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Lucid. We're hopping back into our game with Late Age Ulm. The war with Marignon has come to a close, and let's go ahead and load up the next turn. So we have some Earth Gems coming in from Abyssia, and he says, here's another set of gems for another Earth Hammer. I'll keep sending some gems to you when I can, and you can keep the surplus. We see a Grand Lemur has claimed the lower throne. I'm not sure which one that is. We'll have to find out. And I mean, I know what the throne is, but I'm not sure which province that's in. We can probably take a guess. I think it might be this one down here on the volcano. We're running up blood magic now as we finished alteration. Alteration level 3, that lets us do Iron Skin. We have cast Revive King and Dark Knowledge. No luck on Dark Knowledge. Kind of not much luck on magic sites at the moment. Let's watch these battles here. We've got a battle with Pythium. Late Age Pythium is a bit of an odd nation. I don't think they're terribly strong. The cool thing about them is they have these... okay, not these guys. They have... Oh, you can't... There's none of them. They have communicants, or however you say it, and they can, it's like a recruitable unit that is by default a, communion slave, which is pretty cool. Serpent Priests. Yeah, there's just one unit. Sorry, there's nothing to watch here. But it was kind of cool seeing their setup. It did look like he had some people set up... Let's see, let's check it again. He might have had somebody set up to do... fire elementals, like these guys. The heliodramas. So this guy's fire 3, but he doesn't have any fire gems. Yeah, it doesn't look like he's trying to spend many gems here. Which I don't know about that. Fire elementals are one of the best counters to Lemuria, so if you like this guy here, he should definitely be spamming them out if he has it researched. Next we have a battle here. This is me attacking Independence. Just some barbs, so we'll see if we can rout them before they come into melee. We routed some up, and we'll probably rout the... Yep, there we go. Nice. No friendly fire. It appears there's a battle here with Utgard and Lemuria. I think this is one of the thugs. So let's see how he's kitting these guys out. Flesh Eater and a Vine Shield. Very efficient. Yeah, you'll just watch these guys massacre. Yeah, these very cost-efficient Scrotty thugs are quite nice. You can see how he will eventually succumb. His fatigue's pretty high, so if he had a Skelly spam script, it would kind of wreck these guys. And next we have Lemuria attacking Utgard. So this is a sizable army. I don't know about the blob formation, but it's not going to matter. Oh, it might. It might. Hard to say who's going to win this, actually. This might be a Skelly spam script. Okay. So it's interesting. He did enlarge on, which I had never really thought of before, but it will give you more HP, which for communion slaves, it will let them act as a bigger battery. And I think regeneration will work on top of that. And yeah, you can see that was very effective. So he's using a Horde of Skeletons to block Lemuria pretty well. The thing with Horde of Skeletons is, we'll watch it one more time. These guys are rather... Because skeletons have mundane weapons, it's not super efficient at killing these guys. It's just kind of relying on the fact that you can outnumber them. So in a very big battle, it's okay. I mean, Horde of Skeletons is not particularly effective against Lemuria. It's kind of just as effective as it is against anybody else, except maybe a bit less so because they have Body Ethereal. I think, too, I remember checking this a bit before. Is it this one? I thought I remember seeing a plague event, but maybe that was a couple turns in the future. I'm not sure. We'll figure it out. Was there not a plague event? I guess not. Okay. So Lemuria has a pretty strong foothold here. They're sieging down this. I've heard that Aretha has gone into, or however you say it, has kind of started going back into the ocean. But right as of now, Lemuria controls the ocean and is raiding this bottom part of Utgard. But we can see Utgard's being pretty effective on raiding in here, and they're sieging down two of the forts. I want to go ahead and, I think, get a scout in the next turn or two on top of some of these so I can see what's happening. But not sure. Abyssia, nobody on my border, so that's kind of nice. He has told me in chat that he's got horror spam up, which horrors aren't as good, but anyway, I probably don't want horrors coming down all over me, so it's an extra good incentive to not piss them off. And so the plan now, I've talked with Utgard, and I had sent, I don't have a message from him, but you can see I also got Earth Gems from Utgard. I'm making Utgard a charcoal... Wait, why did I get more Earth Gems from Utgard? Oh, I traded him death. I'm sorry. I did an Earth for Death trade with Utgard, and I sent him this turn the charcoal shield that I promised him, and then I'm sending a message to Abyssia saying exactly what the forge sequence is going to be. So I'm saying I'm forging his hammer this turn, and then I'm going to make boots and another hammer for me. Traded some Earth Gems, and then I'll make him a hammer. So... because I've had some delay in sending stuff to him, I want to make sure I'm very transparent with when he's going to be getting stuff. So we're going to continue attacking up here. I'd like to come... I had asked Utgard if I could come move this big army down through here and up, and he said no. That he was going to be doing a lot of raiding through here, so I better to go up through the top. So I'm going to do that. It's going to be kind of slow. But there's a big army waiting for me, and so hopefully that will be fun. Meanwhile, let's take a look at my blood economy, because that is the real variable here. So we got about 50, 60 slaves here. And our blood economy is just getting bigger. We are getting at least a vampire a turn. And we like to get up to 2, but that will probably be in a couple turns. To get up to 2, I'm going to need to make another skull staff, and then I'm going to need to empower one of these vampires until I can get up higher in blood. Once I get to blood 8 and I can do Curse of Blood, sorry, blood 7, Curse of Blood, then I can get the Vampire Lords, and I won't have to do this empower business every time I want to get another Vampire Countcaster. So anyway, that's about where we are. In terms of, so this is a blood hunting province, this is a blood hunting province, this is a blood hunting province, this is going to be one. The problem with blood hunting is you can mess up the unrest in areas around your forts, so it will reduce my resources somewhat. We're focusing mainly on Ghoul Guardians right now too, anticipating this war here. I'm building up troops here because on this road I can get there in one turn. I'm not going to go ahead and move them right here until I'm ready to attack, which will be probably next turn. So with that, we're going to go ahead and pull up the next turn. Turn 32. Turn 32, we've cast Sanguine Heritage. This turn we've gotten quite a bit. We've got 60 Blood Slaves, so not bad. That's not really worth watching. So this is Lemuria taking that back. This is me attacking Indies. I think there's a lot of heavy cav here, so I put these wolves in front to soak up the heavy lance, or to soak up the lance charges, which they did a phenomenal job at. Go Wolves. As I have said before, it is not a good job to be put on the front line of Ulm with all these crossbows. Okay, these guys do close ranks. They may actually cause me to rout. Yeah, they're going to cause that squad to rout. And there they go. So we had a rout. Let's check how many dudes we lost. So we had 9, and then 7 made it back. That's not horrible. Okay, and I think this was a kind of high-income province too, so that's nice. And then we have a battle here. Okay, that was just a ping. I don't think we had any... No. For events... Okay, this is a plague event. I knew it was coming up. So there's a plague spreading here, which is a very bad event. I need to remember how you get rid of it. I think you get preachers and they preach it out. But it's not good. We'll have to figure out how to get rid of the plague. Which actually I haven't done like 2 turns into the future, so I need to go back and make sure I do it. And yeah, we're trying to do our site searching too, so this guy's site searching. And I've also been, because I did finish Construction 4, I've been trying to get Sanguine Dowsing Rods on everybody. Which really increases your blood economy efficiency. So we've got a good bit here. The other thing too is I'm starting to eye this. I've got two turns left until Blood 5, and when Blood 5 comes up, we're going to try to capture Belial. If I get it, it'll be a little bit like shooting the moon, but we'll talk about that more in a later episode. Or at the end of this one. Bunch of Palisades coming up, so we got our Palisades here, and our Palisades here, and our Palisade here. And these are kind of critical for starting any kind of conflict with Lemuria, because if he starts raiding us, I do not want to lose my thrones, because they take me forever to freaking claim. And I may go ahead and actually just get this one, but once I have it, I'm probably going to get this guy killed off, because I need more of these dudes, and once he dies, I can potentially get him back through Ritual of Rebirth, though it is pretty high up in enchantment. But not only do I want him to die so I can potentially get him back through Ritual of Rebirth, but I also want to get my profit on a better chassis, like a vampire, or somebody who can fly with high map movement, because this guy's so freaking slow. Not only can I not rapidly claim thrones, but like the last game, which I actually won as LA, claiming thrones was a huge hassle, so I'm going to go ahead and prepare for that. So like even when I had basically won, I couldn't claim all the thrones for throne victory, because I had one guy slowly moving around. Eventually in that game, I empowered an air elemental queen to cloud trapeze around the map, but I did that way too late, and it kind of slowed the game down. Yeah, so I think he's going to make his way down here, and then we'll claim it, but I might have him preach here for a little bit, go ahead and get my Dominion up, since my Dominion's so damn good. And I think that's about it for this turn. Not too much is happening. Troop logistics, we are basically moving in the big army here, so Lemuria is going to know we're going to attack him. I've got a lot of Ghoul Guardians, so he's not going to mess with those. I've got this guy in who's got some reinvigoration from this item I got off of Bogus, and fire in a jar, and then some fire gems, and he's going to be doing flaming arrows. And I should have, yeah, I've got solar rays spammers, which are scripted with solar rays and then reinvigoration, and I don't have them now, but I will in a turn or two. I'm going to have a bunch of forge priests coming in, or black priests, sorry, and they will be making sure I win this battle, because he probably will be putting up rigor mortis, and I don't want to die. So I'm going to do a little overkill. It's kind of more than I need, but anyway. That's basically it for this turn. Oh, let's check diplomacy real quick. Okay, so I sent my hammer to Abyssia. So anyway, I'm making boots and then a hammer, and then turn after that I'll send him a second hammer. So I think, let's go back and check. The next turn, which will be turn 33, I'm continuing to cast Sanguine Heritage. You can see my blood economy is really picking up now, and this is in part due to more vampire counts and a couple more members of the Second Order, but largely due to the Sanguine Dowsing Rods. So this turn I got 30, 55, and then 35, like 90 blood slaves. So not bad at all. We have some battles here. We'll just go ahead and watch them. Really, we're just bystanders to this war with Utgard and Lemuria. The traitor is scam hurting. Look at him. It's funny. He's got Astral Geysers coming out. The Astral Geysers is very good against thugs, so if he was expecting like a Scrotty or something with thug gear, that would kind of have wrecked him. Does he have devils? Whose devils are those? Yeah, those are Lemurian devils, so he somehow got a soul contract, I think. Not exactly sure where those guys came from. Normally, Lemuria is not a blood power. And we can see he's making use of these crystal sorceresses, too. They are... Let's see what all they dropped. So we saw the Thunder Strikes come out. I don't see many buffs on these guys. Yeah. Let's go ahead and watch that battle again. That was pretty good. See if one of these guys has a soul contract. Don't see one. Maybe on one of these. That's probably who I would put it on if I had it. Excuse me. You can also tell he's been making, because these are all harm marked, or a lot of them are, he's been using lightless lanterns, and he just took the lightless lanterns off of them when he had them pop their head out. So he's got pretty damn good research. Yeah, so it's a lot of Thunderstrike. Yeah, that's basically what we're looking at. So that was a Massacre. He lost 8 Lobo Guard. Not sure how he got Lobo... How does he get Lobo Guard? Huh. And then, yeah, this was all PD, but they got massacred. And then... this is unfortunate for... So it looks like it's going to be an ass-whooping, but this guy, if I recall, is a beast. 164 HP. Immortal. He's empowered him in Earth so that he can buff his protection up to a rather ridiculous level. He's got a fire sword and a snake bladder stick. This horn attack. Some random armor. Boots of the Messenger, so he'll be fatigue 0. Given time. An amulet of the Giants, so he's size 3 instead of 2, and this gives him a good bit more HP. And then he's got the Dancing Trident, which will reduce incoming damage with Repel. So, basically we have a big Skelly spam script running back here with the Scrotty as batteries, which is a good tactic if you're using these guys. They are very, very good communion slaves because they can just soak up a huge amount of damage while their masters cast spells. There's a big problem with this, and the problem is the masters are not casting the right spell. They're just flooding the battlefield with undead, and they need to be casting some shit to hurt him. There's a bunch of things he could do, just having one on attack, 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 so they run forward and then cast spells, and they may do dust to dust. Yeah. But basically he needs mages closer, because when they're in the back all they want to do is cast Horde of Skeletons. Or have a thug come in. But having access to Astral, you have pretty long range. Like Solar Rays is pretty damn good. Stellar Fires is okay. But he's out of range, right? So if you see how Lemuria scripted himself, he made sure to stay all the way at the back. And then he got surrounded and he was out of range of the mages. So cast in advance too probably would help. I don't know if the mages would advance if they're scripted to Skelly spam, or if they're fine Skelly spamming from the back. Not sure how that works, but definitely this is the problem. And it's going to cost them too, so we'll see the outcome of this battle. He killed 197, most of which were not the troops, most of which were Skelly spam, but it scattered all of his mages and stuff, and some of them probably died in the retreat. I can't see how many. And then we have Lemuria attacking Utgard. So this is just PD, and this is a Grand Lemur doing a little thuggy script, so no items, and it's just going to walk in and Skelly spam. And this is pretty effective for taking PD. And then we have this. So Lemuria attacking Utgard here with a little squad of about 50 dudes. And this is just PD, so that is successful. So this is a bad turn for Utgard. Okay, we have another plague event. So there's a plague in a neighboring province, so trade has been hampered. So actually, I need to patrol this province. I think that's the way you prevent that. I don't think I did that, but let's go ahead and take a look at it, because I think the next turn I have not submitted, so we can go fix it. So I need to patrol this, and I need to figure out... I think I have preachers that fix this event. I'm not totally sure. Let's see. There's no event thing, yeah. So I need to remember to patrol this province. And then this one... Wait, no, that's not it. Where's my plague province? Plague is spreading here. Okay. I don't think plague is spreading here yet. Or here. Let's check all the neighboring provinces. The plague is a bad event. Okay, so it's just here. I need to figure out how to get rid of it. In fact, I'm going to pause it and... Oh no, I'll just... I guess it'll probably be in the next episode. We're at 20 minutes. So let's finish going through the events. Yeah. Actually, you know, I'm going to pause it, and we're going to go ahead and... Well, I don't know. Actually, this will be kind of fun. Next turn, which will be my current turn, I'm going to attack here, and you'll see the battle that ensues, if there is one. And we'll see how... also, while it looked bad, like a bad turn to me for Utgard, I didn't have a lot of his province scouted. The provinces I had scouts on, he tended to kind of lose those fights. But you can see he's got Mikland's cap under siege, and he's taken a lot of the islands. So in some ways, his scout, or it's kind of actually going in Utgard's favor. So, yeah, I'm actually going to pause it. We'll do the next turn. Okay, and I have pulled up the next turn, turn 34. This is my current turn, so we're going to go ahead and go through it, and then I'm going to fix these plague events, which I don't think I had taken care of. So, a message from Abyssia, make me some boots as well. Here's some gems for that. Normally, I'm pretty cautious about making path-boosting items, like I generally try not to other nations, but Abyssia is not very big, and I see them as a potential ally against against Utgard or Lemuria at the moment, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Though Abyssia is a very strong late-game nation with all the blood they have access to. The changes to Abyssia in Dominions 5. So I need to be a little careful, but they're not very big. So, I don't know. We'll do it in this case. We're casting Bowl of Blood. I do want to see if there's any blood sites. Don't find one. I do find a nature site, which is nice, because I have a really shitty nature income. So it just doubled. Okay. It appears some Mages of Spring Cloud Trapezed in and took this from Lemuria, which I don't know if that was an event to... We can see. Yeah, I don't know. That might have been something to secure a retreat path. Blood economy, you can see it's going pretty good. A little slower than before. We're at about 70, it looks like. We're going to skip through these unless there's a good battle. Okay, so Lemuria raiding. Okay, we seem to have a thug die here, so we'll check this out. I think what we're going to see here is fatigue issues. Yeah, you can see fatigue's already getting pretty high. He is surrounded too, and doesn't... Okay, he's going to die. It's kind of fatigue related because he has very high fatigue, but he didn't fatigue out. But he's getting hit a lot, so this is a pretty cheap setup. It's an enchanted shield. which is not really gonna, like, you're still gonna get surrounded. You can see his defense is really, really low. It's only 3. And that's because of a -13 harassed penalty. So he's getting kit basically every time. And then he's not terribly high protection. So he's taking a ton of incoming damage, and he dies. That's basically what happened there. If he had a Vine Shield, he probably could have lived. This is another Lemurian army kind of marching through. This is that same ridiculous 160 HP thug popping out again. A little better armor. He's got elemental armor now, so that's scary. Yeah. He's going to be hard to kill. Fortunately, I have the tools to deal with Immortals. I have Astral and Blood, both of which give you good charm spells, which I would be happy to charm one of his dudes and take all his gear. And I think this is going to go in the favor of Utgard, but we'll see. This is a pretty big army. I'm going to slow it down a little bit. So if we look, we have some Skelly spam coming out from both sides, though much more from Utgard. And we have fire arrows coming out from Utgard too, which I don't think Utgard normally gets fire mages. Oh yeah, so it's this lady here who must have had fire on her. We have an enchantress, and you can see these guys do have flaming arrows. So the combination of these giants, the nice thing about them, they're size 4, so a skeleton fits into the square with them. So these giants with skeletons pouring in behind them are actually a very, very effective front line. And the giants, they go berserk, so they end up having very, very high morale. And this is a pretty big investment from Lemuria. I think this is a ton of PD, as well as some Grand Lemurs behind it. I don't know if he's going to get these Grand Lemurs. Let's see what their fatigue is. Yeah, they're pretty close to the fatigue threshold. I really like... Well, they might be gotten. I'm not sure. Okay, and we got him. It looks like he was casting mostly Apostasy there at the end. But, was that this one? Yeah. So here's the battle report from that. We see the Grand Lemurs both died, though they will be respawning. He lost an army of about 200, which is really good. And this was about 30-ish PD. 28 PD probably. 25. And yeah, it was pretty minimal losses. He lost some Gamherdings, which are cap-only sacreds, and they're not cheap. They're 55 gold. But I'm sure that Utgard was very happy with this trade. And let's go see which province that was. That was right here. So, meanwhile, I have my one battle. So far, the past couple episodes, I haven't even really been a player in. So I've got my nice little armies all lined up. And there's Lemuria's PD. We have Iron Darts coming out. Not doing so much. And we should have a rout very soon. There come the solar rays. And they have routed. And there goes the final solar rays. So anyway, we're on top of their fort now. But the army, what happened though, that big battle we saw, that was kind of cool to watch. That was Utgard fighting the army I wanted to fight here. So there was a big army here. I think he didn't want to fight me, so he moved south thinking he could probably get the army out to maybe an ocean. And Utgard intercepted him by pulling people off of Miklin's cap. And yeah, that was pretty... I mean, I'm happy that he fought them. I probably would have taken some losses, which, fine by me. I'm going to get this fort. I've already cracked it, so I'll be getting it for free. I kind of want to take this too. Yeah. I don't think he's going to want to give it to me, but he's also not in a position to argue. But, I don't know. As the game goes later, I'm going to get stronger and stronger. I'm not in really a position to... like, force a weird diplomatic situation over just getting this. So we're just gonna storm in. I don't think there's much inside. I am a little worried about raiding, so he could potentially raid me here. So I'm gonna move a little defensive force in. This is, I believe, the province that had the... we're gonna preach here. And this may, along with the patrolling, it may trigger... how should we do this? I think we'll put these guys down here, and I think this guy's actually going to patrol. And these guys are going to come. Yeah. And this, in conjunction with the PD, should be sufficient. We have 16... Oh, nice. So, to get... Oh, wait. I think I might need it here, too. We're going to go up to 16 in both these. 16 PD will stop some of the bad events from the plague. And so will preaching, and in this case, so will patrolling. So we're going to patrol. We have a temple here, too, so that should probably help. But I think this raiding party would be effectively stopped by this plus some PD. So we're going to do that. And actually, I think we could probably split these up in two, so they're a little more spread out here. Yeah, that should probably work. I think this guy's probably going to come here, but he could also try to work his way out. Because if he gets pinned in here, he's not going to have many places to go. But I bet you he goes here just to fuck with me. And these crossbows aren't really going to help against Ghost. If anything, they're going to hurt my guys more than it will hurt him. So it's probably better to leave these guys here patrol. That will take care of, hopefully, this plague event. Though it may already be prevented by the strong local militia, so I'm not sure. I think I might have gotten the event already. We'll do a patrolling for a turn, and then we'll kind of move these guys around. I think I've already gotten that. This may have also stopped the plague event. The plague event may be contained, I'm not totally sure. Anything else? Let's go through, check our events. So that's the plague event 1. That's plague event number 2. Okay, that's unfortunate. And then we got a temple somewhere. Where was that? Right here. Nice. So I will take a free temple in a forted province. That's pretty cool. And I would kind of maybe want a lab here now, since I could go ahead and... I kind of didn't want to temple it and fort it. I just wanted to have this... Not making mages, but just as a place to... I wanted the palisade mostly to lock down the throne, since it's going to pull more resources away from my cap. But I don't know. I'll have to see. Meanwhile, there's a kind of big army here. I'm also a little concerned about getting attacked, but I've got ghoul guardians in this province, and these guys can kill their weight in ghosts. So I think them in combination with this guy, they should do a pretty hot job if he chooses to raid me. I got 20 PD here too, so I think that will work. The crossbow PD actually is kind of bad for me. They'll hit my ghoul guardians, but we'll see. I should be able to hold up. If he hits here, that will be kind of annoying. And most importantly, and this is a really long episode, so sorry guys, but this will be kind of fun. I'm trying to take Belial. So if you recall, a few episodes ago, I got attacked by Belial, who is a demon lord. So for those of you who don't know, demon lords are a blood 9. You cast 150 blood slaves on a blood 8 or 9 guy. I think blood 8 on a blood 8 dude. So it's really hard to cast, and there's a few unique guys you get. One of them, who's actually one of the better ones, is Belial. And that is who is here. He is Nature 4, Blood 4, Fire 4, I think. And I think he can fly, and he's a kind of good chassis. He also has a chance to corrupt commanders every turn. So we're going to be throwing that right back at him. Our intention, we're putting all our vampires on the front. We are going to have them do... and actually, they don't quite have enough gems. Whoops. Maybe this guy should come to, actually, if we're gonna, like, go for it. And just give him however many I have. Yeah, let's have him go for it. I think, what is this, my script? 4? Yeah, we'll put him up here at the front. So this is gonna kill my blood hunting economy, but whatever. It will give me a pretty cool dude if I get him, and if not, I get my province back. But, yeah, basically we're going to be casting a bunch of Hellbind Hearts, and he doesn't have a ton of guards, so if we get him, our troops should kill everybody else before they kill him. And yeah, hopefully this works. I don't know if it will, but if it does, it would be really cool. We get a late game summon very, very early. But then I'm going to lose 2 turns. They're going to have to go here and then go back, and then the turn after they're going to blood hunt. So it's going to cost me about 100 blood slaves. But it's more for the path access, and he'll be cool to have in big fights. So I think that's it. Hopefully next episode we will see this successful, though. Since I'm caught up on my turns now, and this is my current turn, I have no idea if it will work or not. But when you cast Hellbind Heart, if he's in range, that's kind of the big variable. Will he be in range? And I put my guys as far forward as you can. You can't script Blood Mages with attack, like to get them closer in range, because their Blood Slaves will stand still while they run into combat. And then they'll be out of range of using their Blood Slaves, which is unfortunate. So hopefully this works, but I don't know if it will. Thanks everyone for watching, and I will see you guys next episode.